So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last day we have the honor of experiencing Amour 2024 in such an extraordinary way. It's my first one. I was not expecting a lot, but I got more than I was expecting.
Oh, good.
So it was fantastic. And I have the honor of speaking to so many different delegates, buyers, vendors, and just different people, personalities, staff. And now I have the honor and privilege of speaking to you.
It's a pleasure, Meredith.
It is a pleasure and an honor. So can you please give us your full name, your company, and what do you do for Amour?
Sure. So my name is Christy Kuplic, and I'm the Managing Director of Private Luxury Events. And Private Luxury Events is a parent company. We have 3 different brands that sit underneath it. So Private Luxury is the longest established brand since 2016. Then we have got Amour, which is now in its 9th year, which is very exciting. Yes, absolutely.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. And of course, T-Fest, which is our newest brand. So I look after all 3 brands, but Amour is very close to my heart because it is in the romance travel sector. And that is why we are here in beautiful Sardinia and taking Amour back to Italy, actually where it first began in 2017.
I had the honor of interviewing one of your veterans, and just the excitement in her voice and the pride of being one of the few members that started it was exciting for her, and to come back to Italy is super exciting.
Oh, absolutely. I think that Amour, which started in 2017 in Venice, was a very special Amour for a lot of people. First of all, because it was a chance for the romance travel industry to come together and connect in a very unique, personalized way. We brought them together purely because there was a need for wedding venues to meet with destination wedding planners from around the world and also romance travel specialists to learn about honeymoon destinations that are up and coming. And because the world is so global and everybody wants to travel to new off-beaten tracks, trying to bring a collective group of people that really care and are passionate about romance travel together was hard to find. And so finally bringing them together for them to network across 3 days of meetings and activities was something they won't forget. And so people that have been with us since 2017 have wanted to repeat year and year out. And so now some of them have been with us for 9 years, and to be back in Italy kind of brings back those memories. So yes, very, very special. We're very lucky to have a supportive community that collaborate with us and that constantly help each other. It's a very supportive community, and it's a delight to have them here, actually. So there's 250 attendees overall at Amour. This is our biggest Amour. And half of them are our buyers, so destination wedding planners and romance travel specialists, specifically in the luxury travel sector. And then we've got exhibitors, and exhibitors are everything from tourism boards to 5-star luxury hotels to boutique hotels in and around Italy and around the world. And then, of course, we've got some really interesting resorts as well, and some authentic, very different wedding venues that you wouldn't necessarily think about that are here exhibiting. Yes, so very fun.
I was impressed by, number one, the process in which you guys curate who gets invited to attend these things. It is not pay to play. It is an invitation. And you seem to have defined or redefined what luxury is today, for your community. Can you tell us in your own words, what is this luxury thing you guys are curating?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the word luxury is such a hard word to define because luxury means something different to everyone. And I think the buyers here understand that completely. They understand that everyone wants something a little bit different. And so what they do is understand their client first and then recommend a property that is right for their luxury needs. And that's what's so interesting is usually we have an old school way of thinking of luxury where it's just opulence and it's over the top glamour. And actually what we're finding, especially for romance travel, is couples care about different things. They care about sustainability. They care about authenticity. They care about eco-friendly destinations and resorts. They care about having a bit of a personalized service. And that could be surrounded by greenery, surrounded by the coastline. It could be up top the highest view and you're overlooking a city. And so what's really interesting about luxury is we're finding that it's about variety.
Right.
And the more variety that you have, the more you can cater towards your client's needs. And so that's what we try to bring here in Amour, but also across all of our events. So it's a fun way for us to continue to discover new properties and new destinations.
So this is almost like the platinum card of events. The
It
diamond card of events.
It is. And as you said, it is an invitation only event. And part of that is people that really want to connect and do business and learn about new destinations, new properties, new venues. But on the other side, our buyers need to ensure they've got the clientele that could match with the properties here.
Absolutely.
So they have to go through an 8-page application process. They have to be pretty honest with where their business is, where their clients are, the regions that they book. They share with us previous bookings so that we can double check to make sure that they have business and they continue to bring business. And then, of course, they can only come to 1 or 2 events with us to ensure that our exhibitors are meeting new buyers every single time.
Wow. That was my next question.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
Because how do you keep every event fresh?
Well, one of the reasons is we make it small. We make it intimate. If we made it 600, 700, 800 attendees, it's very hard to continue to have fresh new faces that you meet. So one of our USPs is to make sure that Amour is a small event. And the great thing with that is you create close relationships then. You can have intimate lunches, you can connect on shared experiences, you get longer meetings, and so you get to know each person at the show as opposed to a large trade show where you're just sharing business cards.
Just going through the rooms.
Absolutely, and you barely know your own name, let alone anyone else's name.
And you're not going to remember it after the end of it.
You get quite exhausted. So the hope is that you actually feel like you're experiencing the destination as your clients would, a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere, but then you take away great friendships and great connections at the end of it.
It's beautiful. But how do you go about selecting the destinations? Like, do you have a favorite, or do you just scope the world and say this time this, or do you follow trends yourself? But I can't see you as a trend follower. I think you're more of a trend setter.
We're very lucky to have some people that trailblaze the industry as part of our community. And the great piece with that is it's shared knowledge. So when everyone sits around the table and talks about, do you know my couple, they just want to go to this new destination. Has anyone done a wedding in Albania? You go, no. Well, tell us about it. Tell us what's new, what's happening, what venues have you used, how have they created an authentic experience there that everyone can learn from and share. So what's great is we definitely rely on our community to learn what are the upcoming destinations. Of course, there's always going to be some popular destinations in romance travel.
Right.
And we look at them, we explore them. We've got some wonderful partners that want to be involved with Amour and to continue supporting that community. So there's kind of 2 parts of how we select where we hold the next Amour.
Right.
The first part is working with our existing exhibitor base because a lot of them have been part of the community for years. So get to see their property, get to understand how they can cater for an event like this, what they want to add, what they want to share, and together we curate that program. something different and unique and experience that maybe you've never done before.
Right.
We want to share with our whole audience, not just the people attending, but also the people that are watching, hoping to come to the next Amour.
Right.
And the other part of it is, as you said, is looking at where are couples trying to explore. And so what we do is say, a new destination that no destination wedding planner has been before, how can we help you design this wedding? Who are the florists that we can introduce you to? Who is the entertainment that's there on site? And hopefully then you can learn, I could do a wedding here because now I have connections. So
And that's the beautiful thing that I loved about you. Julia was telling me that the florist was someone local. And to me, you know, one of the key things about World Bride Magazine, what we do is we tell people to support local businesses within the region. And do not go in there bringing everything in and taking the balance off of the economy for the people that live there and depend on it. Because we learned from COVID that tourism had such a huge impact on everywhere around the world. So when we stopped circulating, money started to dwindle away.
Yes.
You know, so I love the fact that you guys respect the local communities in which you live, which feeds back into this communities and employs people. It brings in new traffic, you know.
Absolutely.
So bravo to that.
Thank you. I think you're absolutely right. Supporting local is so important, especially now, because I think when you have an international audience, sometimes you stick with the partners that you know and you take them from destination to destination. But exploring the local talent gives back to that region. So when we create Amour, we try to work with the local CVB and tourism board, and we try to share in their traditions. So Amour, the second night you would have experienced, it was an extremely traditional Sardinian wedding.
It was fantastic.
And no one would have experienced that because we're not from the area.
Nope.
We don't know. We have an extremely international audience. So to see the wedding traditions of a very local destination brings people together in a new way. It tells stories that continue to reach far beyond this event. And that's very important for us. And it's very important to support those tourism boards that want that story to get out to the rest of the international community.
Oh, absolutely. And World Bride Magazine was born out of a necessity for diversity and inclusion. We all live in a diverse world. I don't care where you live in any part of the world. But for some reason, society has divided each of us into boxes, you know, where you belong over there, whether it's social, economic, or different, you know, skin color or religion and so on. You have managed, and your fabulous, diverse team to put together, you've got to have at least over 50 countries here.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
are from all over the world. How important was that for you?
I think that's one of the reasons why I love doing what I do and working for Amour. I think the values that the company has should be values that every individual should have. And one of the things that really attracted me to Amour was our statement of love is love, no matter who you are, no matter what part of the world you're from. And it's so powerful. And I think that's attracted a lot of the talent that we have in the team as well. They really, truly believe that, and they live that. And they bring that to work every day, and it's inspired me. It's certainly inspired our community as well. It's made friendships that will last a lifetime. So it's a brand that continues to evolve, but I think it's more than that. I think it's actually becoming a movement, and it's a movement that is starting with the romance travel industry, but that is a ripple effect that affects other societies.
Absolutely.
And you then realize how important your work is.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's affecting people's lives.
One of the things that I find in my space, in the media space, you know, is people always say, oh, the wedding industry is such a niche industry. You know, it's just getting married, it only happens once. I said, oh yeah, really? $70 billion
70 billion.
is,
Yes.
and that's what we're counting.
So
We don't
powerful.
even know the full scope of the
Exactly.
wedding industry.
Well, yes, absolutely. And what's so interesting with that is we looked at the number of weddings, and you look international weddings, and these are people that are actually having wedding planners as well, let alone the people that don't even have wedding planners,
Exactly.
etc. But you also look at romance travel; it's 1 trillion, and that is staggering. It's staggering because if you think about life and when you travel for reasons.
Absolutely.
You travel for family reunions, celebratory travel of a wedding, a honeymoon, but then it's your anniversary
And
a
your girls'
baby
trip.
moon, and your girls'
Everything
trip.
else in
Absolutely.
between.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's such a powerful movement when you think about what people spend and what they remember.
Oh, absolutely.
These are the stories that you tell.
Absolutely. The experiences
Yeah,
that are
so
created.
it as much as people say romance travel or weddings is a niche, it's not a
Okay,
niche.
we'll keep
Yeah.
that niche to ourselves.
Exactly. We'll take this small little niche.
Yeah, we'll take it. We're good. You stay right there, and we got this
Yeah,
one.
exactly. We'll take care of it. Don't you worry.
But it's interesting because the wedding industry is the greatest marketing ever known to man.
Yes.
2 people can bring together 4 or 400 people
Yes.
with their union.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's a pretty tight niche.
So it is. And what's really interesting, so tonight we did a little bit of research, and in just at Amour, we have got the amount of people that have been involved in couples' weddings across the decades is 10,000 wedding days, right? 10,000 wedding days. That's just the people here attending Amour. And then if you think about the reach that they have, just the families and the guests that have attended those weddings,
Wow.
it's 10 million people. Wow. And that's people that have experienced the day that they designed. 10 million people. And that's just because we've brought 250 of them together.
Absolutely.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, I think so.
I think that's
And
just
think
unbelievable.
about it. The average wedding, that niche wedding, hires at least 10 different businesses.
Absolutely.
From your photographer, the dressmaker, the suit maker, the video person, the florist, the caterer,
Yes.
the driver. All of the, you mean to tell me 7 different sectors are being hired is not enough for you to create small business and
Absolutely.
employment?
It's an economy, isn't it? It's just phenomenal. So, yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the really interesting things is that wedding season now isn't really a season.
Oh, no. It's global.
It carries
up.
on and carries on. And people are getting married in any time of year,
Oh,
at any time.
any day of the week.
Absolutely. Anywhere.
In our community in Brooklyn, there's a Jewish community, and Tuesdays is their highest days to get married.
Yes.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
But they get married. We're talking about 200 to 400 people.
Sounds great.
And
Sign
I'm
me
like,
up on a Tuesday.
wow, look at that.
Yes.
You know, the makeup artist, the hairstylist, the manicures.
Yes.
They're all employed.
Absolutely.
And the average rate of anything that a vendor can make is about $150.
Yep.
For a quick day.
What?
That's pretty darn good.
That's great, isn't it? That's great. Stay in this wedding industry,
I
right?
know. I'll stay right here. You guys could keep that.
Exactly.
I love talking to you so much, but I don't want to talk people to death.
No, it's
you
great,
know.
Meredith.
But I love what you're doing and your team. That's, you know, I'm going to go quick with that part. You have built an extraordinary team, and I just want to say kudos to you and them for curating such a wonderful thing and actually thinking of every aspect of producing an event. So it just highlights, if this is what the professionals can do for other professionals, I can't wait to see what they do for people that depend on them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like I said, I feel so lucky to have such an amazing team around me. It makes work joyful. It
Yeah,
truly does.
I can imagine.
And you then love what you do, and you also create friendships that go far beyond
Absolutely.
that. And I think one of the things with travel as well is you know the real side. You know, when you lose
absolutely.
suitcases and you share bedrooms, and you have to get ready in 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
you really bond in a different way, but you're doing it because you love what you do.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the unique things that we have with Amour is just the passion that each of our staff members hold to the brand and hold to the people that come to our events.
I think you might need to tell us all that secret, how to keep good staff.
The secret
Because it's always an evolving thing.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always an evolving thing. So the last thing, and we're going to end this conversation for the moment, is the award ceremony that's happening. I think it is one of the most brilliant ideas because you're getting other professionals to celebrate each other, and they're excited to celebrate one another.
Yes. They're so collaborative. So the last day of the awards, it's called the Love Travel Awards, and this is our 6th Love Travel Awards. And the reason why we started it was exactly that, is we actually work in a very collaborative industry. They're all extremely supportive because their clients are very different, but they want to share their creative ideas and they want to work together in a way to make weddings better and more interesting and extend their romance travel reach. And we thought, why don't we all come together and celebrate some of the amazing work, share the stories, and then get them on stage and recognize them.
Absolutely.
And the amount of interest that we've had from everyone sending in their stories and their applications of the best weddings that they've done, the ways that they've promoted equality in the unions that they've put together. It's such a happy moment for all of us to come together and recognize them. And so for me, it's my absolute favorite evening of the whole year, just purely because it's a way to celebrate and recognize the people in the room.
Well, I'm going to tell you, they're just as excited because many of them are treating this like this is the Met Gala or the Oscars.
Oh, absolutely.
They're ready to get dressed and party.
Good. They love it. They love a
they
theme.
Do.
We love
I
a
can
theme.
attest it. That they love it. So thank you so much. It's an honor and it's a privilege. Thank you for the invitation. I wish you the best, but I don't think you need a wishing. You have all the secret sauces ready and lined up. So bravo.
Thank you very much.
Continued success.
I'm looking forward to seeing you again.
Yay!
Right.
Well, I'm here to support anything we can do to support anyone that's bringing the world together under the umbrella of love.
Exactly.
Amour. Amore. Thank you, everyone. There you have it, the fabulous lead of this whole soiree of soirees.
Thank you, Meredith. Really.
My pleasure.
Absolutely.